Canada pledges more visas for Gazans, says it's horrified by Israeli attack in Rafah.
Here's a summary of the article.
Canada said on Monday it will issue visas to 5,000 Gazans, more than it originally pledged, and said it was horrified by an Israeli airstrike in Rafah that triggered a blaze causing 45 deaths. The visas for Canadians' relatives living in the enclave represent a 5-fold increase from the 1,000 temporary resident visas allotted under a special program that Canada announced in December. A spokesperson for Miller said 448 Gazans had been issued a temporary visa, including 254 under a policy not related to the special visa program, and 41 have arrived in Canada so far. An Israeli airstrike late on Sunday night triggered a fire in a tent camp in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, prompting an outcry from global leaders including from Canada. "We are horrified by strikes that killed Palestinian civilians in Rafah," Canada's Foreign Minister Melanie Joly said in a statement, adding that Canada does not support an Israeli military operation in Rafah. Canada has repeatedly supported calls for a ceasefire in Gaza, including at the United Nations. Nearly 36,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's offensive in Gaza, according to the local health ministry, and an estimated 1.7 million people, more than 75% of Gaza's population, have been displaced, according to the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency UNRWA. Israel launched its military campaign after Hamas-led militants attacked southern Israeli communities on October 7, killing around 1,200 people and seizing more than 250 hostages, according to Israeli tallies.
This post received a score of 7,800, with an upvote ratio of 79%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Let's ask Canadians what they think about this.
Are they building an additional 5,000 homes so that this doesn't add more pressure on already overpriced real estate market?
There's plenty of room in the Yukon Territory. Just have them build log cabins.
You joke, but the Yukon is actually the last place in Canada that still offers homestead plots. You just have to turn it into viable agricultural land.
On this season of Yuppie to Yukon, our software developer dies of dysentery.
Bro, Yuppie to Yukon is gold. I would watch this.
That's the conclusion they came to?
Can we please fucking stop and focus on domestic issues for once?
As a Canadian, seriously, why the fuck are we the dumping grounds for the world's problems? It was just announced the other day that we're bringing in Haitians too, on top of the 400k Indians we get every year, on top of the other 400k Indian international students. What the fuck?
The Indian students you get are the villagers who gain the IELTS to get into Canada to do menial jobs. I feel for you guys.
It's not even hidden well. Just go on YouTube, type in Canada and search by upload date. You will see tons of Indian channels on how to scam your way into Canada or use loopholes. It's mental.
The Liberal Canadian government has completely neglected its domestic issues.
It's not neglect, they honestly think they can buy votes. Except most Muslims are conservative, just not in the same wavelength as the traditional North American ones.
They want more people to work minimum wage jobs.
Might as well take in the 26 million North Koreans too if it's that easy.
Don't give them more ideas.
I would gladly take in North Koreans. A bunch of oppressed atheists with a crazy hard work ethic who just want to be left alone so they can think for themselves for the first time in 70 years. They literally sound like dream migrants.
Only after our government helps its own citizens who were born here.
PLS take them all, it's not like y'all already have immigration problems lol.
Don't say that the government will actually do it if they can read that.
Maybe Norway, Spain, and other EU nations can take some in since they're recognizing the Palestinian state.
Ideally, yes. The impact should be spread so the surface area for cultural assimilation is greater.
Cultural assimilation of Muslims in Europe is already miserably failing. You have Muslims preaching in every country explicitly against assimilation.
Is it on merit system or asylum? How would they distinguish who to allow and who not to? What kind of visas? Aren't temporary visas only issued to people who can prove they will return within a definite period of time? Too many questions here.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.